I'd always wanted to write the story of the women of the 60s, but every time I thought of that story, I thought of these three women and their amazing songs that kind of told the story of that journey song by song by song, from Carole King's Will You Love Me Tomorrow, which is the first song in which a young woman really takes control of her sexuality, to Carly Simon's fabulously kick-ass feminist rock song, You're So Vain, and so many others. Also, if you were close to their age, you could see them across what I call the celebrity divide, and you looked at their lives, and their lives were like our lives in many ways. So I felt that their stories were the way to tell the story. They were adventures, and a lot was visited on them, and they never crumbled. They never became self-destructive. They never stopped working. They went through challenges as diverse as Joni's, living in great poverty and hiding a pregnancy and giving a baby up for adoption, never stopped working. Carole King having a husband commit suicide, and she spent, in a kind of cleansing moment. She took her two kids, and actually there were more than two kids then, and lived in the deep, deep heart of snowy Idaho, milking goats at 5 in the morning with no electricity for a winter. Carly Simon had breast cancer after her mother died and her friend Jackie Onassis died. Her kids were out of the house. Her second marriage was over, and she sat there in her daughter's bedroom and composed a beautiful, heartfelt album all by herself as a kind of a one-man band. They just kept going, and I think they have sort of survival lessons that others glean from reading their stories. I'd see all these PBS documentaries about the 60s, and I'd see these pay-ins to the Stones and the Beatles and Neil Young by these, A-list directors like Martin Scorsese and so forth, and Dylan, of course. And the women were just a footnote. Even if it was just about politics and not music. It was amazing how male those stories were, and I knew that there was not just another side of the story, but my theory is women, had a much bigger leap to make. Their journey was much more revolutionary because, after all, guys, always, could be adventurers in one way or another, from going off to war to going out and having a million girlfriends and not getting in trouble for it. But the changes that women made, from being watching, women kissing refrigerators on television, to what we became, was much more epic, and it hadn't been told.